Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Stitch and Books. My name is Jill. My pronouns are she, her. I am a 30-something professional nanny living in Southern California, and this is a channel where I talk primarily about cross stitch and the books that I listen to while stitching. Spoiler alert, not a lot of books this time. I'm just still kind of in a reading slump, or I just find myself wanting to disassociate without books and just like, we'll figure it out as we go along. Kind of feel like I pigeonholed myself into this like channel where I talk primarily about cross stitch and books. There haven't been a lot of books, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every watch, comment, like, subscriber. I just enjoy spending the time with you, and you guys seem to be enjoying the videos. So that's a win-win for me. Let's see here today. We don't have a lot of progress because I've been getting into another hobby, but cross stitch adjacent. No, it is cross stitch related, but it's just the prep. I've been into charting and digitizing my patterns, which takes up a lot of stitching time, unfortunately, but the payout is so worth it. Yeah, but we can talk about all that later in the life update, which will be at the end of the video. But let's just dive in. Fingers crossed today is a shorter video. We have 2 new starts and 2 whips. Pretty minimal stitching. I do have quite a bit of haul at the end, and then we can talk about goals, plans in life, and all that fun stuff. So the first new start that I have for you is something that I talked about in my last video in the haul section. It was a Sunshine and Shadows chart by Barbara and Cheryl. This is what, book number 32. I fell in love with this when I was at the cross stitch cupboard in Fort Lauderdale. I instantly fell in love. I knew I wanted to start it, and yeah, that's full coverage. I am not a full coverage person yet because that just, it intimidates me to do this. But I went ahead, I purchased, this is kind of like haul too, but I was too excited to start it to wait until I filmed because it's been a while, okay? But I am starting this on, hopefully, how do I want to talk about this? Because a lot of this is just going to be intermixed. So I knew I wanted to start Sunshine and Shadows. However, it's full coverage. And after my whole Christmas stocking with my mom, I knew I wanted to have some sort of like app situation where it was digitized. But this is a paper chart. So I went ahead and I bought Max Stitch, and I charted this all myself. It took several days for me to do it, but here it is. I am doing this on 20 count Rustico Aida, and I have a start. Look at that wonderful start. I personally, so I'm doing this 1 strand over one Aida thread. I like the coverage. Like if it's gonna be up here, maybe you can't like see the like sunshine coming through. I'm just in the corner, like the top. Oh, also another big one. I did a corner start. That's normally not what I do. I usually start in the middle and I work my way out, but I've done the math. I think I cut this to size because what I bought was a little bit bigger. So I did cut this to size. So I felt very confident I could do a 2-inch corner start. And with Aida, it's kind of like easier to do that because like it's really easy to measure in. But I did a corner start. I like the 20 count Aida. I like the 1 strand. I can do the sewing method a lot better with the 1 strand. This is all DMC, and it took me about a week to chart this, but it's made such a big difference. I just basically picked 1 color and I worked it all the way through that I could. Like there's more of like one of these browns farther, but I'm just working here. So this is a smaller full coverage piece. I will say it's probably about, or is it like 50,000 stitches? I don't know. I do have the stats, but I did not prepare that for you today because I'm not usually a stat person. I do know, I think I'm almost 4% done with this because I uploaded it. So the whole reason is I wanted to do this to put it into SAGA so it could tell me, so I could just follow it, right? And it's worked out a lot. Though that week and a half of charting this paid out. So, or paid off. But I don't know. I'm so rusty, guys. I've been watching so much Flosstube. Not enough to mention anybody, but enough to know that I'm probably fumbling all of the information. 20 count Aida, 1/1, DMC. This is just a Rustico Aida because I liked it. I thought white would be a bit too stark with the background. I hope I'm able to put in the corner a picture of the digitized like cover for this because I think I was able to figure that out. I didn't know. This is all new to me. I'm loving this. The coverage is a bit sparse in some places, but I think once it's framed, because I do know I will want to frame this, it won't matter. Like you can't really tell. I mean, do I wish that this color was a bit more pronounced back here? Sure. But I think once the whole piece is in, you'll be able to tell and it will look phenomenal. So I think it's just 2 inches, right? So it's gonna go down here. I probably should serge this, but I did use Stephanie and Allison from Cross Stitch the Globe. They did a tutorial on like how to cut Aida and linen too. I've used that before to cut linen to size, but Aida, you kind of pull it out. Yeah, go watch that video. I will link it down below, but I did cut this, so it should all be 100%. But as you can see, it kind of got a little string at the bottom. So I might want to serge this. And that way it's just a little bit smoother so no strings get caught, but I'm loving this. And it is fun to do the sewing method. I'm trying to, not to go fast, but just to kind of like make it easy to go to work on these big projects, is to do in the sewing method. Works great for 1 strand. Sewing method with 2 strands is not my cup of tea. So I never thought I would say this, but I might be a 1-stranded stitcher, which is very weird for me to say, but I am loving the 20 count Aida. Is it still Aida? Yes. Do I still have a problem finding where the hole is? Yes, but that's where the sewing method has been very helpful. Don't know how much else I can talk about this. You will see in haul that I think I've decided that I love Barbara and Cheryl. I love their charts. I love the imagery. I know it's all like Charleston, South Carolina. I've never been there, obviously, or I would know for sure where that's from. I do think it's South Carolina, but I am in love with them. They are just, it's becoming a comfort stitch for me, but they are just so lovely. I love to look at them. So this has been a lot of fun to work on. I'm loving this stitch. And I am using, so I'm kitting this up as I go, because I think I mentioned I have a full DMC set now. So I am just pulling 1 strand off at a time, putting it on like little cardstock floss drops that I cut with my Cricut, and writing in with an erasable pen like the DMC number and the symbol that it goes for easy reference. And I'm only kitting it up as I go. I pick the next color over and like see how much. It is fun in SAGA. There's like a couple colors because the thread list for this is extensive. There are a couple colors where it's only like 11 stitches. And I'm like, cool. I'm glad I charted that and that I do have a full set, so I didn't go and buy a full skein of all these things, because if I only needed it for 12 stitches, how was I gonna know without digitizing it and getting the stitch count for that? So that's been a lot of fun. I love working on it. I think I've worked on it for like several days. It's been a lot of fun. So that was new start number 1. so lovely. And it's my first time into full coverage. So that, it's been a learning experience and a learning curve. Not really, because I'm kind of, I feel like it will get, and this is just all, I mean, it's full cross, right? So it's really not, in terms of like full coverage pieces, I feel like this is a very manageable, and it's almost like cheating to call it full coverage, even though it is full coverage. It's not like what I think of full coverage, which are those Hades, unconventional X stitch, Gecko Rouge, like all these people that I'm finding on Flosstube that are doing like these massive full coverage pieces. Hats off to you. Those seem intimidating. This seems manageable. And I don't know how many stitches I've gone in, but I think if I'm correct, 50,000 stitches, and it's, I've done like 1,000 on it. We were actually gonna check because I have my iPad, hold on. Okay, so total stitches is 50,953 stitches, and I have done 2,028 stitches so far, and that is a progress of 3.98%. And does that bother me that it's at 3.98? A little bit, but it's just the way that the stitches and the threads work. So that is definitely, it's fun to see, but at the same time, I still track my hours. I did not track the hours of charting, because that would have been very embarrassing to know how much time I spent doing click, 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 click on my computer. It's okay, it's okay. Yeah, I love it. I do know, as you'll see in haul, I have a lot more of Barbara and Cheryl, and that I will definitely be doing more click, click, click charting of those things. I will say, it's great that all of them are full crosses, because as you'll see in my next start, there's a lot of fractionals, and that takes a lot longer. But yeah, I don't have much else to, if you have any questions, please put them down below. I'm not doing these frequently enough for me to kind of like be in a rhythm, and that's gonna be okay for me because life is just too crazy at the moment. But another moment for this, I don't know, I can stare at this all day long. Like just put this in a frame and put it up on the wall, and I'd be happy just to look at this like full thing. That is what it will look like. Who knows how long that's gonna take me. Yay. My second new start is a kit, and it is, I wouldn't call it a vintage kit because it came out in 2012, but it is an older, that's still like 12 years ago, right? No, 13 years ago. That this chart came out, but it was something I got off of a Destash group, like always, and something that I don't know why, but I just felt called to do it. But it sat in my little stash basket forever because it's full coverage, and I was intimidated to do it because it's a paper chart, black and white paper chart. So after my confidence, where I was like, this charting is so simple, there was like no way. I just, all the false confidence, because this chart that I went through kicked my ass. Because one thing, the sunshine and shadows, it's a booklet, right? So the pages are 8.5 by 11. So I can go onto my printer, scan that in very easily, and like get like a right description of that, resize it into max stitch, and like do my paint by numbers, right? But this one was a fold out, like huge chart. I'll show you what it is. So it is the Heirloom collection, Bucilla Heirloom collection, the covered bridge. I don't know why, but this spoke to me, and I had to have it, and then it was way too intimidating because it's massive. This one, does it have, it's 20 inch by 16 inch. I could give you the actual stitch count because I have it here. The actual stitch count is, this one's 60,000 stitches, 60,321 and a half, because these have fractionals in it. And I think even on a quarter stitch, and a 3/4, they do all that math, and then it's a lot of half stitch in the background. So this one's 60, so it's more, but also less, but yeah, it just seems so lovely. But what was I saying before? This one, it took a lot longer. Oh, because it came out as a fold out. So I had to like scan it in, but then sometimes if it doesn't lay flat on the screen, it would warp it. And when you're trying to put it into max stitch to then do like paint, go put it under the grid to do it, it just wasn't working out. So this one kind of like beat me a bit and took a lot longer. And then so many fractionals. But hopefully, and also symbols, and these are Bucilla threads, and then in max stitch you just like have DMC and a couple other specialty ones. So I kind of had to do a Bucilla to DMC conversion so I could get somewhat of an accurate. It just was a lot longer than sunshine and shadow. So I got very overconfident and then got kicked on my ass for this one. But enough about the blabbing. Let's see the project. Because this was a kit, there's some major creases that I'm gonna have to figure out how to get rid of them, but maybe if I stitch over them enough, it will not matter. So here we go. This is gonna be a big one because that's the top corner. So there's not a lot of margin. So this will take up the whole piece right there. Started in the middle. It was actually very quick to make my way up to this corner. But all these are half stitches. So this is on a 28 count even weave. This is my first time working on like even weave other than the mushroom Lugana. I don't know what kind of even weave this is, but I will say it's very gummy. Don't know how else to describe it, but it just kind of like feels gummy. And like when I pull through the thread, it just kind of, I don't know. But I know it's the synthetic fibers. I don't know what kind of even weave this is, but it just feels kind of gummy. But yeah, so this is 2/2 for the most part, full cross, 28 count. It's a beautiful, I think why I bought this kit too is it came with this light blue even weave, because most kits will just come with like white Aida, and like if I could just get the chart, then I know I would be changing up the fabric, but this came with this beautiful light blue even weave. So that was a lot of fun. Or why was it? I do need to search because I do know these are not even. Like you pull off the one thread and like it's not even. So I do need to serge it, and I'm praying because I did a middle start that I should have enough margins on all sides. Don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Zero clue, and it's huge. But we will just see where the wind takes us. When I was charting this, the charting was relatively easy, but then I had an issue. And when I converted this to OXS and the open cross stitch software file that works for SAGA, the cross stitch app, my half stitches didn't show up. And how many half stitches are there? There are 15,000 half stitches. Now that I figured it out, there are 15,000 half stitches because all the background is half stitch. I hope I have the picture in the corner, but it's probably not true to the colors because the colors are whatever I could find on the conversion. But I was like, why is it not showing up? What's going on? And major shout out to Jen from Jen's Fiberweb, because we were like looking at the code. We were, I had to send her the chart file, and we had to like figure out if it worked on hers to like transfer it over to have the half stitches come up, and it did. So there is she bought Max Stitch like a couple years ago, I think. Jen, you don't need to correct it either, but she bought an older version of Max Stitch, and I just bought Max Stitch like a month ago, so it's like the brand new version. So there's a bug in the new version of Max Stitch, the one that I bought, that it's not coding these correctly in the back end. So that's fun. So I need to still send a bug report to the software developers and tell them like, hey, I have an issue. can I please get this updated or remedied? Because I did not buy the like forever updates. So if I'm stuck with this version, I might drive myself crazy because that's like half stitches, and because my fractionals were showing up, my quarter stitches, my 3/4 stitches, everything else, my French knots, because this is charted for French knots, everything was showing up but my half stitches. So I hope to get that remedied, but it's gonna look hopefully really cool. It's just gonna take me forever. This is 1.27% completed for this project, about 60,000. Just for reference, my Hagrid set, put a picture here. That's only 47,000 stitches. And I've only done 455. And I want to do that one more kind of than this one. I did restart that one like 3 times. So technically it's kind of like farther along. Anyways, we're not gonna, looking at stats is helpful and addicting, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that thought. Stats are fun, but I'm not gonna be like obsessive over it. But I do see myself like recharting a lot of charts to get the SAGA file. Because it's so nice to have an app to like pinpoint what I'm doing. Anything I missed on this one? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. This is just very, very small start, but I kind of like it. It'll probably go away. I need to figure out what to do with these big creases. Oh, Kissa Creates. I hope that's what it is. She was saying one of her most recent floss tubes that when she folds up her fabric, and I guess this is like a quilting thing, she folds it different every single way so that you don't get those hard creases. Now I know that this fabric sat in the kit for like 13 years, that's what we decided. So it probably has 13-year crease in there. So we'll see how I can like iron, steam it out. But it got me thinking like, yeah, I should probably like refold things in different ways, especially like projects that I have just sitting in project bags for a while. But that was a fun tidbit to learn. So I'll link her channel down below and you can take a look at her projects because I have been enjoying watching her floss too. I'm gonna show you the floss that was in the Bucilla kit. So this is the floss ring for the covered bridge. So it was, I wish I had a picture before to put in, but it was unsorted. They were just bundled together floss, and so I had to spend the time to sort them. They do provide like a color key code, but like it still was hard to figure out what color goes with what, right? But these are the colors. It's a lot of floss. But I did know that like, and they came double the length too. Like I kind of cut them how I like to cut, how long I like to have it. But this was a lot. I do know they sent a lot of floss because there's one color in here. I think it's right here. This one, they sent how many strands? They sent 2 strands. Maybe this was one and I folded it over, but they sent like a lot of floss for like, was it 11 stitches or 20, 12, 16 stitches for very few stitches. So normally with kits, I'm always super paranoid that I'm gonna run out of a color, especially if it's not like DMC colors and it's Bucilla and they're their own flip threads. These are so much better than the kit flosses that are in my Italian lemons piece, because those, if you've been here for a while, super crunchy and horrible. These ones are nice. I do like them. But they sent a lot. So I think I can kind of not be so conservative with my floss and like play thread chicken every single time, because if they sent this much floss for one like small amount of stitches, less than, I want to say less than 20 stitches, I feel confident that these will last for the entire piece. If I'm not, I mean, I'm still conservative with my floss, but I don't have to be as like thread chicken every single time. This is a lot of floss. I have this in just like a plain regular project bag like that I like to have, but with the amount of floss and how big the fabric is, I think I'm gonna have to make myself a bigger project bag for this. But these are my little floss cards. Like that's for a half stitch, 2 strands and 1 strand. They use a lot, so that probably took like 2 days. 2 days to kit this up before I started it. I mean, it barely fits in the bag. I think that's it for those 2 new starts. Again, any questions, leave them below. We're just rolling through life. And one more, thank you, Jen, for helping me figure this out. Can't thank you enough. Wonderful. Oh, check out her channel too. All right, let's get into the whips. We have 2, and both of you probably know what one of the 2 are, but the other one, it goes along with the plans that I made at the beginning of the year. So my animal start. We finished Polar Pack last month, and this month I decided to work on, I kind of like having like a small going because I'm realizing I have very big charts, so having like a small is very easy. And I like the animals. Animals are so fun to stitch. I definitely know that I have a lot of animal charts and like pretty sceneries, so those, if you like that, that's your vibe, that's what you'll find on this channel. Yeah, I decided to go with Sitka Stitches, the Otter. So if you can see there, it's a very like abstract on. It's not abstract, but it's very I don't know art terms, so but it's very creative for an otter. So I found this at my local sewing like fabric store. They had like a thing. I got like 4 more of these. I got this, a puffin, and a bear, all by Sitka Stitches. So I started this for Stitch the Summer Olympics. This is a hand-drawn chart. So what did I do? I charted it in SAGA. I did start it before with just the paper chart for Stitch the Summer Olympics, obviously in the summer. But then I was like, this wouldn't take that long to chart it. So I charted it up because it's hand-drawn, black and white. I wanted the functionality, plus hopefully you'll see a little picture here, but this one kind of has this circle around it, and I knew I didn't really want to do that circle, so having the charting kind of made me able to kind of color and play with it. I am doing this is a 36 count, picture this plus Nessie Linen. I'm doing this 2/2, so normally on 36 I would maybe do 1/2, but I'm doing this 2/2 because I wanted the Otter to be very, very fluffy. So I've color completed this brown color, the main color of the Otter, and there's this little tail. So I thought this would be cute. I'm gonna do the blue. I might do that just half full, like 1/2 full cross for this piece, but I'm very confident that I could get this finished. I think I kind of want like my animal focus pieces for the month that I choose to be kind of smalls, and then maybe like see if I can get a finish. I don't think that's going to be the case for like a lot of them, but maybe try. But I think this is like the perfect color for this. Otters are my favorite, especially sea otters. So I am happy to do that this month. But I just thought so cute. So yeah, I think I should be able to finish it. It's so poofy, like absolutely poofy. And I worked on this when I was like house sitting and they had a cat. Now I understand, like the cats weren't near me, but I have cat hair in this now. Don't have much to say. I love the fabric choice. This was just an offcut from, I forget what was it? Was it Polar Pack on Nessie? Yes, Polar Pack was on Nessie. So this was the remnants of that. It's so cute. Cute, cute, cute. I don't have any other plans other than to work on it and finish it. I think the blue, to be honest, will take me the longest time to stitch. But if I'm doing that one cross, and as you can see, hopefully they're kind of like linear, so I can just sewing method that. That would be maybe quick, who knows. It's super cute. Very, like, sometimes there's a piece with the stomach where I'm like, okay, it is underwater, I get it, that's how it's supposed to look, but it's funny. So hopefully you'll see the picture where I've kind of taken out the circle that goes around it and kind of just like extended and cleared up some stitches that I thought were appropriate for that. So that's whip number 1. Whip number 2 should come as no surprise to anybody, because this is my like focus goal stitch for the remainder until September. But this is my Italian Lemons by Kooler Design Studio. This is being stitched on 32 count vintage Sahara linen. It is a printed linen from Zwiegart, as you can see. Even though the majority of this piece is like full coverage, it does, the printed Aida that came in the kit, it did have the same kind of like variation with it, so that's why I kind of wanted to do that, but I switched it out. Very small margins, don't worry, I will figure something out in the beginning, but I have to get going on this. I think I've done a lot of progress. This is for my cousin to commemorate her marriage in Italy that I went to this past September. So I'm giving myself to their 1-year anniversary to finish this. So that means middle of September 2025, this needs to be finished. I am in the process of digitizing this paper chart. It's become addicting, y'all. Just so I can kind of like track and maybe see like how many should I be doing every month to get this done on my goal. Only because I feel like that's important for this piece right now. But yeah, so I've done a lot of the white. The white's gonna kill me. The white's a lot. I've put in a lot of the back stitching when I can. I love this stuff here. A lot of color changes. So I'm just trying to pick a color to see how far it can take me. This is 2/2 with the kit threads. But yeah, so I mean, I have 2 pages done, but these are kind of like half pages, like the corners are kind of half pages. So these 2 middle pages, because it's 6, are going to be the biggest pages to do. But I don't know, I feel like I'm doing really good on this. It's definitely one of my favorites. I do love working on it. So yeah, but don't have much else to say about this piece other than it's beautiful and I love it. And that's all I worked on this since the last time we spoke. And that's all you really need to know, right? You just want to see the stuff. You can get the chart, like a PDF chart. Man, why didn't, because I don't like to spend money twice, but you can get the PDF just chart only from Kooler Design Studios on their website. Why didn't I do that? That would have made things so much easier, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. I kind of like the digitizing the charts. So it's a fun adventure for me to do that. All right, I think the next best thing that we can do is haul. Be forewarned, again, it's a lot. Part of this is still the retail therapy for the events that happened in January and recovering in February. So it didn't finally come in. So again, this wasn't all purchased at the same time, but it is still a lot. So we can just dive in. Let's do not a marketplace, a Facebook Destash haul. A couple of these were individual purchases. A couple were like, it was part of a lot. So I know some things I might be giving away or destashing myself. I think it all came from the same person. I do believe it all came from the same person. Yeah, I think it did. Because she also included a couple like plastic bobbins and some really cute like tiny scissors for me as well. So that was very wonderful and a good surprise. So let's get on with it. So part of a lot was, which I know I'm not going to stitch, but it was this Forever Friends. It looks like it came from like one of those freebies on the World of Cross Stitching that you can make a little card. It has everything. So I might do a giveaway. I kind of need to get my ish together to like do a giveaways. But I do know I'm accumulating enough to do a giveaway. So Friends Forever, cute, but I don't see myself stitching that. Then in the same lot from the World of Cross Stitching is just the chart for, what is this? What is it called? Postcard Perfect. Stitch the Cottage Harbor to relive summer trips. Oh, Cornish Harbor. That's, I think, what it's called. But I probably do see myself stitching this. I think this is so cute. I love a good little coastal scene. So yeah, I think I will probably stitch it, because why not? It looks really cute. It seems to be pretty small. What is it? Approximately 70 hours. Doesn't do the stitch count, does it? Ah, yes, 130 by 150. Oh, this is actually a lot bigger than what I thought it would be. Never mind. I don't think it will be a quick stitch. This is a lot bigger. It's supposed to be, I thought Postcard Perfect. Like I thought it would be small, like a postcard. But that's a big one. Next in the lot would be, who's this by? Cori Buttichor. It's Italian. Yes, it's Italian. But it looks like a lavender sampler. That's exactly what it says. Lavender sampler. Way to go, Jill. Fun fact, I don't like lavender. It gives me the biggest migraine, so I have no desire to stitch this. So this will definitely be a giveaway at some point. Again, I gotta figure that stuff out. I do, but it looks like it's charted in DMC. And a couple other, I don't know what threads those are. No, but so that, I mean, it is cute. It is cute. I just have no desire to stitch lavender when I don't find lavender a pleasant smell. And there's that. Next up are a couple kits. I apologize in advance for the crinkles. So first up, a Luca-S Kit. This is Village Landscape. Correct me if I'm wrong, Megan, the Seattle stitcher. Megan, are you stitching this? I feel like I saw you stitching it, but I've never done a Luca-S Kit, so I figured why not try. I love this little like country cottage scene as well. I've only heard good things about Luca-S. It has the thread cards. It's 14 count Aida, white Aida. So I might switch it out. I might not. It's full coverage, so the little chickens. I swear, Megan or who else? Because I remember seeing someone stitch those chickens and that person. Maybe it was Katie from Red Stitchery. I don't think Katie is doing this. I think it's Megan. Sorry. Yeah. So I don't know if I know when. I just don't know when. Like I will stitch it. I just don't have zero clue when, because I'm probably gonna want to like digitize the chart too. I think what I need to do is just like have a bunch of these things in my stash just like on the go in Max Stitch. So that way I just spend a little time a day charting it, so then I can stitch it when I want to. The next kit that I don't know, it spoke to me. It spoke to me. It's a Bucilla kit, but it's not an heirloom collection. What is this? This is Blooms and Flutters. I just thought it was kind of really cute. I don't know, maybe not doing the butterfly, but then that doesn't feel balanced, but then at the same time, this feels off balance. I don't know, but I thought that was really cute. I love the colors in the teapot. I love how this is like, I don't know, I'm loving it. So I did get this. This is again, probably 14 count Aida, but Bucilla, I mean, I'm telling you, this I don't think has a color card that, I will say, once I figured out their system for Bucilla, like when it gave the yard, how many like yards or whatever it got in, like I could count, okay, this color should have X amount, and like that was easy. So maybe it's the same for this. I have not opened this up, but that's cute. I might do that. No, I won't. I have other things to stitch. You'll see this in another time. I would maybe like to stitch it for spring, but I don't think I will get to it this spring. Good. Check back in next year, okay? Yeah, TBD. Another one, I know 2 of these charts were part of the lot and that's why I bought it, but another one, I don't know. I'm not a big Paula Vaughn, but this one, I kind of like the porch swing. I would love to have a thing with a porch swing, but I also do not ever want to leave my apartment. So, Good Neighbors by Paula Vaughn. What is this? Leaflet 2735. It's cute. I might not, I know that it's Good Neighbors, but I don't know. I kind of would maybe want to leave out the Victorian ladies. I know that's like the theme and the style. What if I do this? Of her art. And that might be a pain to rechart because you bet your bottom dollar I will digitize this. Oh, this is actually a color chart, so maybe not. Maybe I won't, but maybe I will because it is really fun to have it in the app. Just check it off as opposed to just a PDF and I check it off through my like, you know, notes app. Anyways, so these ones I bought the lot because I wanted this chart. I've seen it before, Lenart, Romantic Picnic, Stony Creek collection. I don't know why, but I absolutely love it because this is like my ideal day, is having a picnic in the park. And I do a lot of picnics in the park. For work, I do a lot of picnics in the park. But for me personally, like there's a park just like down my street, and I just love in the summertime, I have my chair, I have my umbrella, I have a fun wicker picnic basket, and I could spend all day there. It's really a bummer when I have to go to the bathroom because I'm often there by myself. So I like have to like pack it all up and walk back home, use the bathroom, and then once I'm home, I'm like, well, I'm home. So I'm gonna have to be strategic about my planning, but I absolutely loved this one. I saw it in the lot with other things, but then it also came with Lady in Blue. I don't know if I would want to stitch her. I don't know, I'm not really loving the hair and the face and the bare feet. I just noticed the bare feet, just giving me off vibes. So who knows, this might be destashed at a later time, but it was very beautiful. I definitely, this was the chart I was after, and I had to get the lot to get this chart. So I got what I wanted, but I also got extras, which I don't like waste. So I'm hoping if I do a if I do a giveaway, it gets in the hands of stitchers that want it. Again, I gotta figure that out. So bear with me as I figure that out. Okay, so that was the first Destash haul. They're kind of in chronological order just on when I purchased it because I just stuff it in a bag and like it goes along there. So I needed to buy, for Christmas, I got a 1-2-3 Stitch gift card, and I wanted that 20 count Aida for Sunshines and Shadows. So while I was there, might as well buy more things. So bought that, I think, yeah, that was it. I bought this very cute fabric, quilt fabric. I think I'm gonna make a project bag out of this one. Don't know what for, but like I couldn't pass it up. What did I get? How much did I get? Don't know. Carousel Light Galaxy quilt fabric. I think it's a Ruby Star. Is that the one? Maybe not. Can't see the salvage edge right now, but thought it was very cute. I love geometric like that, so I get that. And I'm actually very glad I got Max Stitch because I've had this idea for a biscornu for the longest time. I've tried to find it. I thought someone else would have done it by now, but no one has. So I got a biscornu so I could try stitching one, seeing how it actually works. I need to try it before I design one, but thought this was very cute because it's a biscorn nest from Crosswing collection, but like it just looks like a nest. I will only do this. I have no desire for a scissors fob. but like that's all in here over one. Did not know that when I bought the chart, but I thought it was a very unique way of like having a biscornu is to have a yellow warbler biscorn nest. They have a lot of other ones. I just thought this one looked like the cutest. I thought about doing it on Aida, but because this is over one, I cannot. But I thought that was so, I need to stitch a biscornu. Could I have just gotten like a maybe easier one? Yeah, but when do I make anything easier for myself? Never, 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 never. So that's what I got for that haul. From like for new stuff. Another, these were, I can't believe I found it. So we all know I did my mom's Christmas stocking, and she stitched my Christmas stocking, and you can find these like Kooler design charts or like Sandy Orton, Better Homes and Garden, stockings, heirloom stockings. I've been able to find just about every single one except for the one my mom stitched me, and I just know that there's some specialty stitches in there that I was just so curious to how it was charted, but I never was able to find it. And guess what I found? I found the magazine that has my stocking in it. I couldn't believe it. So because this person was selling these two like magazines, you had to buy like two to make it worth it. So I also picked up this polar bear one because my mom has this in her stash and she did not know where it came from. And I know like a year or so ago, I asked like one of the Facebook groups, like, hey, does anybody know where this is? And they did say it was from like this. So I couldn't believe this and this were in the same like thing that I could buy. I'm like, did my mom get rid of these? And then this person picked it up and now she's getting rid of them. But so you see how, I don't know if you can, but do you see how the rug kind of like thatched, and the instructions are kind of like confusing. I don't know how my mom did it back in the day. It does give you a figure for how to do the, it does explain why they're special like that. So I'm very excited to have this just for like a collector's item. Don't think I'll stitch it again, but just to like have it and kind of have that go with the stocking that I have. So I think that's very fun to have. So I got those two. And then we will, how do I want to do this? Because it's like 3 different Destash orders. I did purchase a lot from Stephanie from Cross Globe. She did a huge Destash, and I think that's where I learned that I've decided I will collect Barbara and Cheryl Presents charts. I just can't get enough of them. I want them all, but specifically they're like scenes of like city scenes and houses and like shadows and all this stuff. Like it's just, to me, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm now only allowing myself to purchase those charts on Destash because those are like the ones that I absolutely want. Are they out of print? No. Could I get them like retail? Yeah, but is it more fun to hunt for them? Absolutely. It does mean I just have to like dig for them sometimes. I'm just letting them come as they show up. But also, if you guys have any Barbara and Cheryl Presents designs that you're willing to give up, send me an email. I should have an actual like stitchandbooks@gmail.com. I think it's set up. I think I set it up, but I might have already forgotten the password for it. So many passwords. Send me an email, send me a DM on Instagram. Let's chat because I am obsessed. So let's just get into the 2 random Destashes on Instagram or on Facebook, and then we'll go into what I bought from Stephanie because I bought a lot because I wanted all. I cleared her out for except one. One person got a chart before I did. And am I very salty about myself for that? Yeah. It was like an hour difference because I was sleeping because the time zones. Oh, That was a sad, sad thing to wake up to. But anyways, I got Shady Afternoon. I mean, look at the house. I absolutely love it. Is that a shade? Is that the tile, like the stucco on it? I don't know, but I love it. Look at the tree. Absolutely love it. Shady Afternoon. Yes, please. Thank you. Do I love it as much as Sunshine and Shadows? Nope. But do I love it just as much? Yep. The next one, these actually kind of go together, and I forget which one is which. Oh, I do think this one's first. So this one is a touch of pink. So it's a house. This is not going to focus. So a touch of pink. I mean, look at the ironwork gate. And then a touch of yellow. So you can actually stitch these together. They will line up. They will line up. So you see this tree here and this tree here. It is the same tree. So they will line up. And like this little like fence there. I don't know if you can really see. It will line up. So you could, they do have it on display as charted together. Do I think I'm gonna stitch these? No. Like I said, I am fully committed to just collecting all of these charts. I just think they are absolutely lovely. I love them. I love them. Again, they remind me of Edward Hopper and like his use of light and shadow and just painting of like American life. Absolutely love it. My favorite. So I'm just going to collect. So that leads me to what I got from Stephanie. Thank you so much for doing that destash. That I know takes a lot of work because it's not easy to take photos, put it up, deal with like the back and forth. And what she did, it was like first come, first serve, right? And it's a lot. So hats off to you and thank you so much for doing it because I got to get a lot of charts. So, cause I remember when she first did one, what was it, at the end of last year? I saw 2 charts and I think at that time I knew Barbara and Cheryl Presents, but I didn't know how much I loved them. So I didn't get them then, but the 2 I'm talking about are these ones, the Garden Wall. Absolutely, I might stitch this one. I might stitch this one. And then Rooftops. Don't think I'll stitch this one. It's not gonna focus, there we go. But Rooftops and these ones, so I made sure to snatch these ones up. Ooh, oh, that's a fun, has like the back stitch chart there. So those 2 ones, in addition to new ones that I saw her get. This is Spring Splendor. I love that lamppost. That's all the florals, the shadows, like the light work. They were able to do so much with what they had. I think that is cute. So that's Spring Splendor. And then Sunday Morning, I mean, look at that brick, look at the shadows, the light, everything on the sidewalk, like absolutely phenomenal. I don't know. I just, something about it calls to me. So this is Sunday Morning. I just like, look, it just is so mesmerizing, absolutely mesmerizing. And then the last one I got from her was True Blue. And I think this is one of the smaller ones that Barbara and Cheryl Presents have done. But I mean, this one I will definitely stitch. I just think it's so beautiful. There's a couple others, another stairway one that I'm looking at. And then there was another one that was a gorgeous one. It would have been massive, another gorgeous one that I really wanted. But I've now decided these are the ones that I'm getting. These are what I'm gonna be hunting for and searching for and wanting to buy and just enjoying the hunt and the collection. Like I said, these are by no means out of print, but they're also not readily available on the retail market. You can get them, but you can find them for the destash as well. So that's what I got. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for putting that together again. And like, it was, I know it was a lot of work because that's not easy. But you should check out her. I think she's doing more destashing on her Etsy. So go check that out, check out their channel. And follow them on Instagram. Well, Stephanie's on Instagram. Allison is no longer, but she's here on YouTube. So go do that. Say hi, all the fun stuff. Okay, next we have very quick floss haul. So I think I mentioned in one of my videos, I think it was my whip parade, that I purchased the Stitch for Pride 2025 floss pack. I also purchased floss packs from OwlForest, and I think I was like, let's see who gets here first, because I got shipping notifications within like a day of each other. OwlForest came first because my package, for some reason, for the Stitch for Pride floss pack, even though it got sent after the fires, my address was fine, it got sent back to Canada. So they reached out to me by email and was like, hey, like yours got sent back. And I was like, I don't know, instead of sending it to my house, send it to my PO box, and like maybe that'll get through. So now I just have to source the like a dark fabric, but these are so, I wanted them because I mean these speckled ones, like come on, those are, I've never seen like floss that kind of speckled before. I wanted them because they did more of like dyeing practices that would have been popular when the person lived through history, right? Because like this Stitch for Pride is trans people in history. So that was why I really wanted, that's why I was not willing to give up. Like I was willing to accept that these had got lost in the mail. Absolutely willing to accept that and just eat the loss and just live with it. But I was like, I don't want to source new threads because like I wanted that historical piece, like period appropriate piece that these flosses represented for that stitch along. So I have them. So I'm very, very excited that I have them. So I get to start that hopefully soon. Maybe not, just because I have a lot on my docket, but maybe I could start that. Maybe I'll start it during Pride Month. So that way I have time to source and kind of get other goal stitching done, because hopefully by then I'll get more on the lemons and I won't feel as anxious if I start like another like stitch along with it. It's not a time crunch. I can stitch on it whenever I want, but I don't know. So these came way later than the OwlForest threads. And I'm gonna put up the pictures of the patterns that these floss packs go for, because man, it's a lot of uncertainty with the United States and shipping internationally, and just, I don't know, life in general, like is just so stupid and so frustrating. And you just sit here as someone who just doesn't agree with what's going on, and you're just shaking your head and you wonder about life. You just wonder. And then you escape to stitching and all is right in the world. No, it's not. It's not. It won't be. Anyways, I am not confident in putting an opinion out there, only because I'm not confident in my own knowledge and how to. I have a hard time connecting the thoughts to words, and so I get very stumbled up and jumbled because like my brain is going but my mouth can't keep up, and so I have a hard time. So I'm often the person behind the scenes that is like doing all that they can, but I'm just not vocal about it. And I know that's part of the problem, but it's something that I have to figure out how to get them connected. And I have a hard time getting what's in there connected to how to get it out. Right now I'm struggling. The brain is weird. My favorite organ is the heart, but the brain is its own beast. Anyways, let's go with like back to haul. Okay, so OwlForest. I knew I wanted to do I'll start now. I have been wanting to do the pickle sampler for the longest time. I can't remember if I saw it first like on my own searching of OwlForest, or if I saw it, I think it was Marjorie from Marjorie Made, that she called it the pickle whip, but it's the pickle sampler. You're seeing a picture of it here. But I also knew, even though she did a conversion and I reached out to her and she graciously provided that conversion, I knew I wanted to get the OwlForest. So I've been putting it off because that shipping's horrible from overseas, even before everything. So I got the thread pack for that. Wait, is this? Yeah, so I got the DMC threads for the pickle. I could take them out, but they're just so nice and neatly put in here. Oh, so I'm so excited. I know, I think I told my mom that I would stitch that for her and to put in her kitchen, but now that she's stitching, I might stitch it for me and share these threads with her, because my plan is to stitch the majority of my OwlForest on like 40 count. So I use one strand, so I get the most of this floss, but then I might lose the variegation. I'm gonna be in a very big conundrum for that. We'll see how that goes. The next one I got, what is this one for? Oh, the little humpback horse. Look at this chart. I'm not so much a fairy tale person. I'm not so much like princesses and castles, but for some reason, this chart right here screams fairy tale. And there's like some motifs. I think there's like a whale in here. I don't think there's a unicorn, but there's like some like funky motifs in here too. I'm thinking about doing this on a darker fabric to really make it shine and pop, but I don't know, something about this piece, like I love it and it screams fairy tale to me. I don't know what the little humpbacked horse is. Like in my mind, that's a camel. So I don't know the Greek or Eastern European, or not Greek, oh my God, I don't know the Russian folklore behind the little humpback horse, but it just seems like a fairy tale. So I got that thread pack. These are the DMC as well. I know you're getting all that, but these are the DMC threads for that. And then I love Mesoamerican culture, like ancient culture, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Olmecs, the Incas, the like all those ancient civilizations in Southern America and Central America. Amazed. I want to do the Inca Trail, the Inca hike. I want to do that backpacking hike to get to Machu Picchu. I would love to just explore all of the ancient ruins. I think those civilizations, like people often joke you either were obsessed with like ancient Egypt, or what was the other one? Or you weren't. But for me, it wasn't ancient Egypt. It was ancient South and Central American civilizations. That was my obsession. Absolutely love it. So I got this chart and I got the DMC thread packs for it. And I think these threads will work for a lot. Like OwlForest has like a whole collection, but I really liked the pyramid for this one. They had a little other motifs, but I just figured this would represent more of like my obsession with all of the ancient cultures and civilizations, that I could have the pyramid and it would work for, I mean, you have so many. I was almost an anthropology minor with a focus in like archaeology, specifically for Mesoamerican cultures and civilizations. Like I did a whole class on that. I was one class shy from an anthro minor. Do I regret it? No. Do I love it? Yeah. I almost switched to anthropology and then I would have had to take like way more classes. So I stuck with human phys. So we got that thread pack. I mean, you'll see this. And then the last thread pack I got, I had a collection of nesting dolls, the Matryoshka dolls. Like it was a thing. I had snow globes, which I talked about in my last video with that haul, and nesting dolls. Like I had a Peter Pan one. I had a lot, but those also don't stand the test of time. The wooden nesting dolls, they don't. RIP to like all my childhood like collections. But so I got this chart, and what I did is I wanted to try, so there's two thread options that you can get from OwlForest, and it's going to be either the DMC or the Russian brand, and I can't think of the name right now. I also love Russian culture too. I also took a Russian cultures and literature class in college, and only class in college I got an A+ on. Only class in college I got an A+ on. I love culture. Yeah, so I got for the Matryoshka dolls, I don't know what the QR code does, so I'm just gonna cover it up. So we'll see. I haven't touched them yet. I think DMC is a bit softer. But I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Like I said, I think I want to do them on 40 count to make them cute and small and just save the thread and see how that works. I probably won't do the cucumber sampler the cucumber sampler cucumber harvest until maybe I've done maybe I'll do the Matryoshka dolls first, because I'll see how it works out with doing one thread on a smaller count. But those are those threads. And that's the majority of my haul. I don't think I've done any digital purchases. I have a lot of digital charts already, so I kind of want to just, as you can see, I'm growing a lot of paper charts, and that means I have to chart them myself if I want to get them onto my SAGA app. But yeah, so that's my haul. That's all the haul I have. It's a lot. I'm covered in haul right now, but sometimes you gotta do things that just make you happy in uncertain times. And that, oh, no, digital chart. Speaking of in uncertain times, I know Jen, again from Jen's Fiberweb, she's been charting like her own charts. It started with the one that I bought, which was the, I wish I could, but I couldn't, but I'm busy or something. I forget. It's right here. I did buy that because I was like, I love it. I love Friends and I love the sentiment. Like, I wish I could, but I'm tired or I can't or something like this 100%. But she's also doing a lot of other charts just for, what is it? I think Elizabeth Savory, craftivism. That's what she calls it. But just when uncertain times, you just got to do what you can do when you can do it. But so she's been putting up a couple charts. I'll put pictures here. Stitchers Against Fascism and then Resist. And she's been charting those just for fun. It's available on her Ko-Fi. So you can definitely check those out if that speaks to you. Kind of like the Resist because it looks like Star Wars lettering with a lotus flower. So maybe if I get a big enough dark fabric for my Stitch for Pride 2025, which is by D's 20 Stitches, maybe I'll make sure it has enough room to fit that Resist because I like it. It's kind of like nerdy, but also very much speaks to me in these times. So there's that. So haven't done a lot of digital purchases, and I would really love if digital purchases came with the OXS file or just some file that's compatible for SAGA, which is OXS.oxs. Please, 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 people, do it. It's a button that you do in your charting program, at least for Max Stitch and WinStitch. Hit the button, save as. It makes those, because it might just be confirmation bias, but I'm noticing that a lot more Flosstubers that I'm watching are using SAGA. So I think if more and more people do, fingers crossed we get more and more charts that can meet that demand. Yeah, let's go into plans and we'll talk about life because the short plans lead into life. Plans are, I'm going to hopefully finish the Otter stitch. Then I'm a member of the Endangered Species Club from Lindy Stitches. So I might, and I know she released the Amur Leopard at market this year. So I might restart my Amur Leopard with the fabric that I got in Florida. And then other plans, do more work on Italian lemons like always. Oh, I do know my Carolyn Manning Round Robin, my new piece from Jen from Gem's Fiberweb, but it's Jamie from Nesting Steam Stitchery. So I do want to start on that. So see that next video. So that'll be a lot of fun to get working on that. To do another Manning piece. What else? I think those are the only plans because I'm not a planner goal-oriented person because then that's going to put too much pressure on me and then I will just have like paralysis and not do anything and just scroll and not stitch, which has definitely unfortunately been the case lately. So those are the only plans I have, not a lot. Life update. Everything's changing. I was gonna say everything's fine, but everything's changing. So work changes coming up, which leads to personal changes. I mean, I just got like a cavity filled today. It's my first cavity as an adult. Kind of like sore back there, but it's on a wisdom tooth. So I'm like, most people have their wisdom teeth taken out. I have my wisdom teeth too still, and I got a cavity back there. So it's like, is it a cavity? Most people don't have these teeth. It's a cavity. I got it filled. I paid. I know it's a cavity. But so life, it's spring. I'm loving it. The sun is out. But then it's still cold in the morning. So typical spring weather. I love spring. Spring's my favorite season. Have you guys ever had a green day? And I know this is going to sound very, very weird, and maybe it's just something that I experience, but there are some days when you just wake up and everything is more green. I'm not talking about things have bloomed, things are, you know, happy, cheery spring. I'm talking like there seems to be like a filter that is in the atmosphere that just filters to make the greens more green. Like, I don't know what it is. And it's something that I've noticed like all my life, that some days I wake up and the world is more green. And so spring is just so much fun because you get those green days. Maybe that's why Green Day is called Green Day. Don't know. Anyway, so spring's my favorite. I love it. I love it when trees bloom, and it's orange blossom season and jasmine season. And those are my two favorite scents in the entire world. I'm still on the hunt for the perfect like essential oil to put in like the diffuser I have right back here. That it just encapsulates the citrus scent. I don't eat citrus, but I absolutely love that smell. I will be walking down the street, I smell it, I stop, and I'm like frantically searching to try and find the orange tree where it's coming from. Like, my mom grew up in Orange County when they still had orange orchards, and like I can only imagine just the entire area filled with orange trees and that scent. Jasmine always reminds me of Southern California too, just because we would visit my grandparents in the desert, and like at night, the jasmine scent that comes out, oh, it's just amazing. I grew up in Southern Oregon, and we had pear orchards everywhere because Harry and David was right there. And so I grew up with the pear orchards, but they don't smell like the orange trees. They just don't. So it's my favorite season. I love it. Oh, I love spring. So spring's here, everything's changing. Work is kind of leaving me in a limbo, but it's fine. I'm just surrendering it to them. They will figure it out, and when they figure it out, I will have to figure it out. But for right now, I'm just going on as normal. I'm going on a vacation. I'm actually taking a vacation, not a work trip. Gonna go visit my best friend in Idaho, in Boise, and so I'm super excited to see her. I haven't been to see her. She came to see me like 2 years ago. I haven't gone to see her in a while, because it was before I was cross-stitching, because I'm gonna go to the LNS, the local needle workshop of Maggie's on Main in Emmett, Idaho. Super excited to go check that out. I love traveling places where they have a cross-stitch store. So we're gonna make a day. It's also her birthday, so there's like a birthday party get together, themed, of course. Millennials love our themes, so I have an outfit for that, and then we're gonna do a bougie brunch. I'm gonna be there for 2 weekends, 1 week, 2 weekends. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Super excited. I have to figure out what I'm gonna be bringing. Big news. Me and my mom are signed up to go to PNWSS, the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit 2025 in Portland, Oregon. So that I definitely even have more motivation to get Italian lemons done, so that way when I'm up there for that, I can give it to my cousin, because they live in Portland, so it's gonna be like a family trip. I think I'll probably fly home to Southern Oregon, then my mom and I will like road trip it up to Portland, and we'll make like a whole thing. So that's another trip that's coming up, but it'll be my first retreat, so I'm super excited for that. And to do it with her, so she can understand that yes, people just go and sit in a room all day and stitch. And that's, I think PNWSS, they do like some classes and stuff, but that'll be fun. Also never been to Acorns and Threads, so that will be an experience to go shop there and do the retreat, which I'm pretty sure, if I Googled it correctly, where the retreat is. No, I don't know, Google. Just trying to figure out. I know the address is Tigard, but then like the store is off Shoals Ferry, but I do know there was a Shoals Ferry close to where my cousin grew up, which was in the Beaverton area. I'm like giving you all this information for you to like totally dox my life, but don't. That'd be cool. That'd be real cool. Other than that, really, like I've said this entire video, so I don't know why I'm mentioning it in life updates. I'm really addicted to digitizing my old like paper charts. I do think it's really fun to do. It's like another, like, it's what I would assume kind of like diamond painting is. Like you have the chart and you just kind of like paint by numbers, and it's on digitally, and then you gotta stitch it. It just makes it a lot longer, but I do think it's fun, and it's nice to have the chart, especially when there are these old paper charts. You can kind of do it like that. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. Another big plea for just designers, put SAGA compatible files with your purchase, like be instant purchase for me, because I'm kind of being more selective with what I'm buying for that reason when it comes to digital charts. That's been taking up a lot of my time, which is a lot of fun, but also a lot of time. I've been playing video games. I've gotten back into playing video games. I get like the itch every once in a while. I have a Nintendo Switch Lite I got for work many years ago, so I could play video games with the kids. It was a work perk. They bought it for me. So I've been wanting to play Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and my afternoon boys, they have that game and they haven't been playing it. And they said they will rent it, let me borrow it for, what was it, 1 cent a year, right? Yeah, so I said, oh no, it was 1 cent a month. And I was like, let me prepay, I'll give you 12 cents right now. And like, I don't know why they charge me 1 cent, because they're more like ruthless when it comes to like asking money for things. They're gonna be great entrepreneurs in capitalist America. But so I prepaid 12 cents so I can have that game for a year. So I've been playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and then Figment. I think it's Figment 2, because I played the first Figment like the last time that I wanted to play video games, and it's a fun, cozy little like puzzle game. I love it, with like a nerdy side to it, because it's all about like what happens in your brain. So fun. Highly recommend that. I did get another game I haven't started yet, but I think I left my Switch on dead for too long, so the battery life is like shit now, which is a bummer, because that sucks, because I have to charge it a lot more often than I remember charging it, but I also haven't played it in a year. There's a walking book club. I don't think I mentioned this last video. There's a walking book club in my neighborhood, and that is so much fun. You read a book, you meet up one sunny day on the weekend, and you walk with a bunch of people to talk about it. And what they're doing is they're bringing the author of those books on the walks too, so you get to talk to the authors. So that's a lot of fun. It's like one of my two favorite things, walking and reading. So I went to one, and that was a lot of fun. And then I did a craft movie night, where it was, you go to a movie theater. I think I mentioned it, maybe. I know I posted it on my Instagram stories, but, and we just watched Mamma Mia, and we crafted. I was the only cross stitcher. I think there were other people with embroidery, but but mostly knitters and crocheters, which is fair. But they keep the lights on and you watch a movie and it's wonderful and you craft. Not a lot of talking because I think it was the first event. So if there are more events, you know, as you see people more often, you might talk a little bit more. What else? I think that's everything that has been going on. I got a haircut professionally. I haven't had a professional haircut in many years. Looks a lot darker because I think they finally cut off all the blonde that I had dyed in there. So I think that's like 3 years of growth from top to tail. That's 3 years. Not bad. Because it was 3 years ago that I colored my hair. So with all that color now gone, that's how long. I think that's it. I could just mumble, jumble, talk about so many things forever, but we're already long. This was supposed to be short. I blab a lot. Yay. Please feel free to bump up the playback speed so you can get through this video a lot longer, because spoiler alert, I listen to all y'all's Flosstube videos on 2x speed. It's the only way I can get through it anymore. Just easier for my brain. That's all I have. I'm probably forgetting a lot of stuff. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I'm usually pretty good about comments, unless I get overwhelmed and then I disappear and then I'll come back. I will come back when I can handle it. Yeah, I think that's all I got. That's all I got today. A lot of haul. Again, I don't know why. Not a lot of charts, a lot of haul. Or like not a lot of whips, a lot of haul. Anyways, I'm rambling, so I'm going to let you guys go. Be free. Follow me on Instagram if you want to chat, or have any suggestions on an easier way to chart. I figured it out, how it works for me. It just takes forever. But anyways, I don't know what to say. We're done, right? I think we're done. Have a wonderful day. Happy spring. Stay awesome, be awesome, and do kind things. Thanks, guys.